Hi guys! So this is a review of The Body in the Library by Agatha Christie. So this was actually my first read for the 2026 Agatha Christie Reading Challenge. I didn't want to do it this year, but I just had a look at the books that were in the reading this for this year, and I really liked some of them. So I was like, let's give it a shot. So I may not carry through with all of them. It's a possibility, but yeah, I just started and we'll see where it goes. Anyway, so The Body in the Library was actually, I was kind of interested. I was excited to read this because this is one of my favorite adapted stories from the ITV Miss Marple series. I kind of like the change in the story. If you know, you know. But not a lot of people liked it, but I really liked it. I don't know, it was kind of nice, you know, a little representation. And otherwise, actually, when I listen to the story, as you know, I usually listen to everything as an audiobook. They actually didn't change all that much. So it's quite short novel and quite concise. So most of it was actually in there in the ITV adaptation, except for, you know, the twist. But when I was reading it, so there were a couple of things that stood out. So one thing was that all of the adaptations, this was written in 42, so during the World War II. So all of the adaptations put it after the war, but it was actually originally set between the two wars, but it doesn't really affect much. And also, it was interesting to see how during this novel, everyone talks about Miss Marple as this wonderful sleuth, and like, oh, her mind is like not like anyone else's. So that was kind of fun because they kind of boost her up, and this is actually one of the not first, but one of the more beginning Miss Marple full-length books. And I read that people were actually like, this isn't Poirot, where's Poirot? But I'm sure they got to like Miss Marple later on. After all, Miss Marple is her other very well-known sleuth. And but also, while I was listening to it, just I kept coming back to something. And that's actually the identity of the woman who is killed, Ruby Keene. So she's 18. She's blonde, beautiful, didn't have much education, had a bad home life, and she was among entertainers all her life. And she also became an entertainer. And everyone people didn't seem to be able to decide whether she was this conniving little girl who was out to get people's money, or whether she was this naive little girl. And actually, that kind of talk reminded me of Henry VIII's fifth wife, Catherine Howard. How everyone used to be convinced. She was also very young when she married Henry VIII. And then, of course, after 4 years, she was beheaded. And everyone seemed to be convinced that she was this conniving woman who just twisted Henry VIII around her little finger and was also having multiple affairs next to him. And nowadays, we see her as different. We realize that she was abused as a child. She was pushed around by men more powerful than her, by her family, other people, and that she was most likely assaulted several times, and that those affairs she had, she probably wasn't a willing participant. And it kind of made me think, so I kind of saw Ruby in that she's this girl who's just trying to get by. She's 18. She's trying to make a living for herself. And everyone is putting their expectations of her. No one actually saw her. Even this man who seemed to be nice, who wanted to adopt her, Mr. Jefferson, who actually, he was the only one who reported her missing. he projected the image of his daughter on her. He says at the end that, oh, I was taken by her because she reminded me of my daughter so much, and even he didn't see her. No one saw her. And in a way, she was already a victim before she became the victim. And that was just so sad to me, because at the end of the day, the crime gets solved, everyone goes, and there's another murder, and the parents of of that girl, they probably sad, they cry, they have a funeral, but no one cried for Ruby. No one even, like, at the end of the day, no one even considered, like, what's going to become of her body now? What's going to happen? I mean, I didn't even know if her parents are around or if they would even care, because it was very obvious that she was one of those girls. And if you were one of those girls, and a lot of us were one of those girls who were pretty, and men who were a lot older than us would often look at us in not kind eyes, you see. And I know when you're that little girl and the man looks at you and you get that feeling, the feeling when you get that feeling that that's not right. And you get kind of scared. And then when that man touches you, you get even more scared. And people tell you, oh, you're just so cute. Everyone just wants to hug you. And yeah, I think I'm getting too personal, but I think I'm not alone. And sadly, a lot of us aren't alone in this. And I just saw that in Ruby. And it was kind of interesting that for me, the most memorable character isn't even alive for the book. So yeah, it was kind of sad. And so that's what I wrote about in my full-length review as well. I go into a little bit more details, but not a lot. But you get it. And so yeah, it was an interesting book. And actually, I don't even know if Agatha Christie thought of this. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. There's no record of her ever remarking anything on Ruby. And maybe she just observed, because she was a very good observer of people. So maybe she just observed that sometimes these things happen, and didn't even really comment on it. Oh well. So that's my review of this book, and it's very interesting. And tell me if you've read it, what you think about it. Are you taking part in the Read Christie 2026 challenge? So let me know in the comments. And don't forget to, heart the video and everything, or thumbs up, whatever you are doing. And follow me and read my full-length review on all of the sites that I'm going to list now. So thanks, and see you again in the next review.